All right, so the mechanic called yesterday, said our truck's ready. So we just arrived here outside the shop. We're gonna go in and see if it's all good to go. Hopefully we're good. We are the Farmer family, and we have been missionaries for most of our lives.
We've been on some pretty epic adventures, and we figured it was about time to take you along.
So our transmission died in our truck. So Kevin's taking me down. I've got it in the shop here. We're gonna go check on things and see how the transmission's looking. What do you say, Kevin?
Yeah, let's go get it, man.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I don't think I want to pull out in front of that semi there.
Yeah, let's not do that.
It would squash me like a bug.
Yes, he would.
Yeah, man.
So a couple of tips that we thought we would share about vehicle maintenance in Mexico. So when my transmission started going, I kind of wanted to take it to a dealership. I'd had a bad experience getting an engine rebuilt down here at a mechanic shop, and I ended up having to sell that car. So I took our truck to the mechanic and had the dealership look over the transmission. I got a quote from the dealership, and they wanted 172,000 pesos in order to do the transmission. So that's about the equivalent of $8,000. So at the risk of not buying a whole new car, I figured, you know what, maybe I'll go look at some other options. So I got a couple of recommendations. One of the best things you can do when you're looking at getting vehicle maintenance here is ask somebody that's been around for a while, or ask some trusted mechanics or trusted car guys who they would recommend. And so one of the recommendations we went down and checked it out. Kate, what did you find?
This.
What is it?
It's a pigeon egg.
Where's the pigeon?
I don't know.
Oh.
And it's a little egg.
Where did you find it?
Cal found it. It's like over there.
Okay, I gotta go because I'm videoing. Close the door, please. So with the recommendation of a few mechanics, I landed on a transmission shop. We called them up, got an appointment to bring the car down. We test drove it. It wasn't tripping any lights or anything, but I knew there was something up with it, and I finally convinced the guy that I needed it repaired and I needed it looked at because we're hoping to drive this up to the States in the next month. So his quote to fix the transmission was 25,000 pesos, which is sure a lot less than what the dealership wanted to do. And that's about the equivalent of $1,200 in order to do the transmission. So we figured at that price, I could probably get the transmission done a couple times compared to what the dealership wanted to charge me. So we went ahead and got it. So when your transmission's at the shop, one of the things you want to do is make sure that the greasy wheel gets the oil. If you're constantly there, every day I would either text the guy or would want to show up at his shop. And I want to say, hey, how's it going? How's it going? I need this car. This is my only car. This is the only car that we have for our family. If you put a little bit of urgency, then they'll make it a little bit more of a priority. The first time we got our engine done, I didn't know some of these tips. And it took them a little over 3 weeks to get the engine done when they told me it was only going to take a week. They kept saying, mañana, mañana. Down here we call it the tierra de mañana. This is the land of tomorrow. So if you can put a little bit of urgency on your mechanics to get it done, hopefully you'll get it done in a relatively decent time and it won't take weeks and weeks and weeks. Because somebody once told me that mañana actually happens. It's a few seconds between Sunday and Monday. And if you miss those few seconds, then you got to wait a whole nother week for mañana to actually happen again. So remember that squeaky wheel gets the oil. Stay on top of your mechanics and look for recommendations of people that have been through this before. And if you can find some of those, hopefully you'll get a good mechanic. And once you find a good mechanic, stick with that person and stay on top of things. Make sure you make visits to the shop. And hopefully the outcome will be good. Our car is an important part of our ministry, whether it be supply buying to pick up things for the missionaries, or whether I'm picking up native pastors and running them to the airport. All right, so check it out. Hey, look what's sitting in the driveway. we got our car back. Transmission's running great. Things seem to be running smooth on the truck. So in celebration of getting our truck back, we're gonna head to the park and celebrate and have a little fun at the park and enjoy a nice little drive in the truck. So we're glad to have it back. It's always hard when you're missing a vehicle, so we're excited to have it back, and we pray that it'll run great now for the next couple of years for us.
This is awesome.
I don't know.
This is awesome.
I got it. Stop it.